Hello, sir. Good evening.
So, any doubts on the previous topic? GitHub? Tried any creating branches, merging, all those things?
So now, but sir, can you please show how we do that cherry pick and squash merge? Because I didn't got like how to do that.
Okay. Cherry pick, generally what we do, let's say you have 10 commits
Okay.
done by the in a single branch, you can say.
Okay.
In that branch, if I want to merge only one
Okay.
specific commit, then we will use the cherry picker.
Okay.
If you want a restricted or controlled merge on a commit level or SHA-ID level, we can use the cherry pick.
Okay.
Now let's say we have so many logs here, right?
Yes.
So many commits.
Yeah.
Out of this, let's say this only the whatever has come from the branch 3.
Okay.
If I want to take only this change, then using this commit ID, just cherry pick of this commit ID will help you to merge only this specific commit. So,
okay. Okay.
or if you want multiple merges, like out of 20, you want this one and this one, you can mention together both this ID, this ID, both.
Okay.
It will merge only these two.
Okay.
The git merge now, what it git merge or git rebase, it will merge irrespective of what change it is there.
Yes.
From end to end, whatever the difference is in your source and destination, everything it will be merged.
Yeah.
But using cherry pick, you can specify which commit ID or which change you want to merge.
Okay. Okay.
That is the cherry pick. What is squash merge is say we have so many things from the branch, some specific branch. Now we have so many things here, right?
Yes.
So branch 2, like that. Assume that there are 10 commits from the branch 2.
Okay.
In my master, I don't want to see the linear history of all the details, like what is this commit for file 2 from branch to file 2 from something, right?
Okay.
I don't want to see all this log. I just need one thing, changes from branch 2.
Okay.
So if I don't want to maintain each and every commit history in my master branch, I can use the squash merge, specifying that all the changes from branch to us. Let's say 10 commits are there.
Okay.
All 10 commits, just merge it in a single, single commit.
Okay.
Don't carry forward everything. Just merge only the with single commit ID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is a difference. So, and in general, if you see, we talked about master branch.
Yeah.
Then feature or the developer branch.
Developer branch and orphan branch.
Orphan branch. But there are, I mean, it depends, but this is the standard way of branching strategy. They will ask, what is the branching strategy you are making? You can say this. There will be a master branch, there will be a feature and the developer branches. And orphan branch, you don't need to mention. Actually, rare case. If they ask specifically, have you ever created orphan branch? Yes, we can say.
Okay. Okay.
Kind of standalone branch if we want to maintain, then we'll go for orphan branch.
Yes.
Right. But in some other cases, few projects will have like test branch as well.
Test branches.
I mean, test branch where the test branch will come. Basically, there's another branch that's out, but ultimately the concept remains same. You can say here /test also.
Oh,
This is what now we have seen the basic Linux and Git and GitHub,
ye-
right?
yes, yes,
So generally, what happens if you remember the life cycle in my introduction class,
yes,
the development team will be there. So
yes.
they do their what, all the
Cool.
development work. Then
Yes.
after that, what they do, they will push the code to GitHub.
Source code management.
Yeah,
Yeah.
source code. Yeah, source code management. Source manager. In our case, GitHub,
Yes.
right? GitHub
Yes.
repo. And what happens after that? You
Um.
remember our life cycle.
Yes.
Once the development work is done, then they will push their code to the repository.
Build.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Build will happen after this.
Yes.
What is built?
Mm.
Generally, if you see, yeah, do you have any idea on build?
No. I was like, I'm just trying to recall.
Oh, okay. So generally, build means if it is a Java code,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So what happens? The Java code is written in a readable format.
Okay.
Ultimately, the deliverables will be in the form of some exe, some package, right?
Okay.
Either exe or package.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it is not in a readable format, right? The first thing what happens will is
Mm.
it will encrypt the source code and
Okay.
generate some files.
Okay.
There we have example of uh, say let's say hello.java.
Okay.
Okay, if
Okay.
you compile this, we call it as compile, right? So
Yeah.
compilation is nothing but there are few compilers. How will we compile? Using the build tools,
Build tools.
right?
Yes.
Using build tools, we will compile the source code.
Yeah.
So, example, if you say hello.java is there, if
Mm.
after compiling, it will create where it will be in repository, example, say. So, we will configure our Jenkins will come to the picture actually
Yes.
in
Jenkins.
real time scenarios. So, for now, we just say it is there. So, you will initiate a build file.
Okay.
So, what happens if you initiate a build file? So, there are few compilers which will be configured, which will be already configured, right? In your
Yes.
build setup environment. So after completing the build, it will basically you can say compile.
File. Okay.
So it will create dot class file. There will be some name.
Okay.
So let's say I'll show you how that class files will get generated. You can say hello dot class files, right?
Yeah.
If you see how this will happen, you have to create your working repository for this, right?
Okay. Yes.
So
Sir,
what is the
actually,
command
I'm
for that?
losing your voice here and there.
Is it okay now?
Yeah. I think so. It is my Wi-Fi problem. Just give me a 1 minute. I'll shift from my room
Sure,
to.
sure. Yeah. Is open on. Generally, from the repository, we will do the git clone, right?
Yes, yes.
Assume that we have cloned it.
Okay.
So, open and show one in Java. This is my hello world Java file. Okay. So
Yeah.
if you compile this, so this is public static void main, whatever it is. What is the class name here? Hello world.
Hello
This is the
world.
class name. The class file, whatever is here, will be generated with the name, whatever name you give here. Okay, hello
Okay.
world.
Hello world.
Yeah. Hello world dot class. Instead of dot Java, hello world dot class. Now, if
Okay.
we open dot Java file, we can read and write whatever it is, right?
Yes.
I'll tell you if you have not installed the Java, we will have to install the Java. Just go into that location. Okay. Now, this is how it will generate. Hello world. Let's say I'll delete this. Okay. Now, if we see, if you want to compile a single file, the compiler is Java C. Java followed by C is stands for compiler. Compile.
Compile.
Java C hello.java. Now, do I
Okay.
have my class file here? No, right? On the
No,
same
no.
directory, nothing.
Yes.
I got my class file.
Yes. Yes.
So now if you edit this, open with, let's say notepad only. Okay.
Okay.
Can I read this?
No.
This is what actually when you compile the source code. It can be any, just compiler will change. That's all. If it is a C file, the compiler will be different. If it is Java, it will be Cal. Compilers are different. That's all. Okay.
Okay.
So the dot class file is encrypted format.
Encrypted. Yes.
Right. As part of compilation, there is the one of the step which happens. Okay.
Okay.
So let's say I will change this to NDR. Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to NDR IT. Change it. Now, if I compile it again,
Okay.
I got my NDR IT class.
Yes. Yes.
So you got the difference how the class files will get generated.
Yeah.
This is
I
how it will
understood.
generate the. Okay. Now for a single file, we can use this Java C and compile it. But as a project, we have thousands of.
Thanks. Yes.
So we cannot go with this Java C option or a single file compiler. So there
Yeah.
should be some tool which should do this job, right?
Okay. Yes.
So we will talk about those. That is one of the. There are a couple of tools. Okay. So we'll talk about the build tools, which is Maven. The build tool.
Okay.
So similar way, what we do using the compilers, the Maven will have its own process. We will do that. This Maven is from the Apache. Okay, there are other tools like say, other build tools. Ant.
Okay.
Ant is another build tool. Okay?
Yeah.
Both are from Apache. This is from Apache, and this is also from Apache. What is
Okay.
you can say Ant is bit older version. The upgraded version is Maven, but both
Maven.
the architecture itself is different.
Same.
Yeah, no, not same. Both are different. Both are having different architecture.
Okay. Okay.
There are other tools like say Gradle. Yeah, Gradle is another build tool actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
Gradle. But we forget about this. Most of the will be using Maven and Ant. We'll talk about Maven and Ant.
Okay.
So what is the difference between Maven and Ant? Why the Apache has come up with Maven when Ant is already there? How we are going to use it? the first difference is Maven is a CLI based tool. Okay.
CLI. What does it mean?
Command line interface.
Okay.
Whereas
And
is script based.
script based. Okay.
I will talk about what is CLI based and what is script based.
Okay.
Script based actually. So what is CLI based and what is script based is, for example, if I go here, Maven, right? Once you install the Maven, the command to run the Maven is MVN. Let's say COMPIL, compile. Okay. If I execute this command,
Okay.
don't worry too much about the scripting part, because the script part is completely owned by the development team.
Okay.
As a DevOps engineer, you should understand how they write at least the architecture. So that's why minimal things we will learn this, and what is our role in this Maven, how to use. So the script, whatever it is, will be completely owned and written development. They will not give it to us, because it is the one which will decide how to build, what to build, how to package all those things. Because that is owned by development team, not the DevOps engineer. We are the executors for that. So we'll just execute that whatever changes they will commit into the repository. Okay.
Okay.
So if I use the MVN compile, so what it does, it will compile like what we have just seen, Java C, right? Java C is the compiler for single file. Similar way, MVN compile is another command to compile the source code. Okay. So if I use this compile option, it will do few actions, but whereas in the Ant, it is called what is it? Build.xml here. There will be a file called build.xml. Here in the Maven, there will be a file called pom.xml. Both are XMLs. The names are different. That's all. Okay. Pom.xml and build.xml. Pom.xml. XML. Okay.
Okay.
What's the difference? We'll talk about this XML files. Second point we'll talk about. So you got it right. What is the difference? This is completely CLI based. There will be a command line interface where you need to execute few commands like compiler. There will be another option, right? PSK, package.
Okay.
Right. So for this, how it will understand if I do compile, how the Maven will understand what to compile, all those things. There should be some input, right? Option, some trigger. If you see the Ant base, Ant script, we will write the script. Here is my source code. What I need to compile and what is my project name. All the details you have to write manually. But here there is a predefined structure.
Okay.
Like what we see, example, you just don't think about too much. What is compile? Compile, you understand, right? What it will convert and it will do source code into the class files or packages, like var file, jar file, or some other files. We'll talk about that. Or package. So how, by giving this command, Maven will understand and do it. There is something called plugins.
Plugins. Okay.
Plugins. In Ant, there are no plugins. Now you can say.
No
Do you know
plugins.
what is plugin?
No, sir.
Okay. Generally, you have some activity. Let's say you need to, if you are using your Outlook,
Yeah.
Microsoft Outlook,
Yes, yes,
there will be
I'm.
a few plugins. So what it does, it will add an extra feature for your Outlook,
Okay.
apart from the default one,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
Simple, just to simplify, this is another feature along with the plugin. It can be integrated, plug in
Oh,
the
yeah.
code itself, right? You can plug into your existing whatever the work you are doing.
Okay.
Clear? That's
Yes.
what
Okay.
we'll talk about later on that XML. So there are different plugins actually. Let's say we used MVN compile. I was talking about MVN compile, right?
Yeah.
What it does actually, it will download the plugins from the there will be a remote repository.
Yeah.
Remote repository is a centralized repository where the Maven or Apache team will maintain that all the plugins. For now, just plugin is assume that one of the feature you can say. There will be n number of plugins.
Okay.
Okay, how Maven will understand? We'll talk about while talking about the architecture. So these plugins will get downloaded from the there will be
Remote repository.
remote repository. So from remote repository, it will download it to the local repository.
Okay.
As part of your Maven installation, like what we do when we do the Git clone, there will be one local repository will get created, right?
Yes.
Similar way, when you install Maven, there will be one local repo which will be added to your local system.
Okay.
Okay, so all the packages will be downloaded from whatever is required for the compile. So the plugins will get downloaded from remote repository to local.
Local repository.
Assume that you have some task which is compiled. How Maven will do?
Sir, I can't hear you.
Is it okay?
No, still I'm unable to hear.
Just give me 1 second.
Yeah,
Change
yeah.
my headset. This is better.
Sometimes I hear like a very high voice, and sometimes nothing I can hear.
Okay. Thought of using that another headset, but I don't have the USB drive to connect it. This is USB point. Let me try. Is it still not clear? Or is it okay now? Hello?
Yeah, yeah. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Your voice is very feeble.
Hello.
Yeah, it's better now. I can hear
Okay.
you.
Okay.
Is my voice clear now?
Not better, sir. Still, it's some disturbances there.
Oh. Mm. Mm. Still same issue?
Mm,
Is it
yeah.
low or it's not clear?
Sometimes what happening is like I can't hear you at all, and
Yeah.
sometimes suddenly I can hear your voice at a high level.
Oh. Oh. So when you use the Maven compile option, so it will download the plugins from the remote repository to local repo.
Yeah.
Okay. So what it does, this part is clear, right? How the Maven will work.
Yeah, sir.
Okay. Once it is downloaded, then it will use for your local compilation or whatever the command you give here. Tell me, what is the use of duplicating the plugins from remote repository to local repo? Do you see any benefit out of this?
I'm thinking.
Why do we need to duplicate? We can directly refer the remote repository, right? They might ask this question, so that's why I was just trying to.
No idea.
Okay. Let's say, where is this remote repository? It is available in the internet, right? Somewhere. But is it a good practice to connect every time to the remote repository which is sitting in some other location?
No.
So for that, we have to be online for every time whenever you want to work.
Yeah.
As a developer, that may not be the case, right? Once they have everything, source code, everything into their local laptop, why do they need to depend, right? And the time it takes to go to the remote repository and download it and use it, it will take more time. But if you have local, the plugins or the required dependencies if you have locally, then the build or the target or whatever goals you give, it will be much quicker, right?
Yeah.
These are, it is one of the reason why it will maintain a local repo.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
The third difference is Maven has life cycle, whereas your Ant no life cycle. What is life cycle? To take any project, there is a life cycle, right? We'll talk about life cycle, right? It will start from here and end from here like that. So in the life cycle of Maven, there are uh, things like goals, or let's say, one is clean. Clean is the one of the life cycle. Okay. Second one is build. Third one is site. These are the three life cycles which are part of Maven. So what is clean? Basically, before building or doing, just cleaning up the things, whatever the targets or the class files, everything will be when you are doing the compilation. It is always good practice to clean the existing targets, right? So that it is guaranteed that you will get a new files.
Yeah.
Sometimes what happens, if file is existing, it might fail. It might come out saying that the file is already existing,
Exist.
right? And it is always good to go with the clean builds,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
So that, like, clean is one of the life cycle. Like that, there is, so what we call, there are goals for every life cycle.
Yeah.
Okay. So goals, you can say. So what are the goals in this? There is pre-clean is one goal. Okay. Clean is another goal. Then post-clean is another goal.
Okay.
Okay. We'll talk about that. Mostly we will use clean only. We'll not use the pre-clean and post-clean. These are system level changes which may not required for the project level.
Okay.
Internally, it will happen. I will show you while executing these commands. Practical.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Similar way, the build has few what do you say goals.
Goals. Mm.
Okay. What are the goals for the first goal is resources.
Okay.
Okay. The second goal is compile. We'll talk about this. Just you can. The third goal is test.
Yes.
The fourth is package goal. Okay. Install. And there is one more goal. T. If you remember,
Mm.
this is the life cycle part of our DevOps life cycle,
DevOps. Yeah.
right? Packaging, installing, deploying. Of course, we use
Deployment.
different tools
Mm.
until we Maven is used as a I mean to
Build.
fulfill all these goals. This
Okay.
work basically, right?
Yeah.
So let's say uh, yeah, assume that if I give a compile option here, okay,
Okay.
COM, yeah, compile. So what it does, first it will execute resources goal, okay, then it will come to compile goal. This is actually as a dependency like this.
Okay.
This is the sequence actually.
Okay. We should follow the same sequence, right? Every.
No. Based on the requirement, sometimes they may ask you to package, sometimes they will ask you to just compile, sometimes they might ask us to test.
Okay.
Of course, it is one-time job which will be configured in Jenkins. We
Mm-hmm.
will just execute those jobs.
Mm-hmm.
If
Okay.
if you want to modify based on some specific requirement, then we may have to change this step. That's all.
Okay.
So just I'm trying to explain the flow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
For this is the goal. Assume that
Mm.
if we give this option, I haven't compile.
Right. Yeah.
So what goals will be executed? First,
Resources.
sources will be executed plus compile will be executed.
Okay.
Okay. This is how
Yeah.
the
The sequence will take place.
flow
Yeah.
or the execution will happen.
Okay.
Who will manage this? There will be a lifecycle manager,
Mm.
okay, who actually manages these things. There should be someone to instruct, right, what to do.
Yes.
So that way,
Okay.
you got it. Let's
Yeah.
say if I give MVN
Mm.
test.
Yes.
So what are the goals will get executed?
Resources plus compile plus test.
Yes, exactly. So this is how it will be executed.
Executed. Okay.
Who manages this? The resource lifecycle manager will manage or will instruct what to do.
Okay.
So based on their architecture or their this thing, this is predefined.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Similar way, if I use package or
Mm.
right,
Yeah.
this plus
And package.
this package.
Yes. So who will be the life cycle manager in real time?
No, that is one of the activity. I'm just saying internally the backend
Yeah. Yeah.
we will use these commands only like maven compile or maven test or maven package.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm, let me show that. So that okay. This is the architecture of the Maven.
Okay.
In the architecture, well, once you install it, it's all what is it? It's predefined. You will not what is it? Define anything here,
Okay.
rules or something. So we will talk about pom.xml, which will be the input for this thing. I thought of showing once I explain pom.xml, but see this is the life cycle actually. This is the dependency manager. This is the pom.xml. Ultimately, everything will be written in the pom.xml.
Okay.
There are we'll talk about that. Basically, if you see, every project will have architecture, right?
Yes.
So for that, there are something called archetypes here
Mm-hmm.
in the Maven.
Okay.
So those using these archetypes, we can create our structure, basically directory structure.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, we'll talk about that. For now, and basically what happens, this pom.xml will have all the details.
Mm.
The lifecycle manager will read from the pom.xml, then it will decide if it will check locally if it is available, those plugins,
Mm.
then it will use it. If not, it will go to the remote repository and it will download it.
Okay.
See
Okay.
here.
Yeah.
So what happens? This resource manager will test for check first locally.
Mm.
If it is available
Mm.
here locally, then it will not bother much, right? If
Yeah.
not, it will go to the remote
Remote
repository and
repository.
it will download the plugins.
Plugins.
That's what it is showing, the red color one,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
As part of, if you see the dependency, just now we were talking about this, right? When you use the
Mm.
Maven test,
Yes.
my resources is executing, my compile is executing. I'm not instructing to execute resource and compile, right?
Yes.
This resource manager, this one here,
Yeah.
this lifecycle manager will also understand the dependencies
Okay.
based on the command what we passed.
Okay.
If
Okay.
there are any dependencies along with the project information
Mm.
required, it will be down, it will pass everything to the remote repository. It will check here all the dependencies and plugins, whatever is required for the command what we are passing.
Yes.
It will get downloaded here.
Downloaded. Okay.
Here. In case of dependencies also, it will be downloaded here.
These will all get downloaded in the local repository.
Local repository, whether it can be compile or it can be test or install, whatever the
Okay.
command we use or goal we use.
Okay.
Right? We'll call it as goals. We'll continue with the goals only.
Mm.
Compile goal, test goal. Here in the Maven, it is called goals.
Goals. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Based on the goal, the lifecycle manager will decide to download the dependencies and the plugins.
Yeah.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
It's hiding around for some reason. So like this, it will be executed.
Mm.
Let's say we were talking about clean also, right? If I give the clean option, MVN clean, okay, so it will clean few things up. I'll show one project. here. Okay, this is what the folder structure actually. Okay, if you see src main, this is our source code directly, like this main resources. Inside that there will be source code. This is the plain one. Forget about it. But folder structure will be like this.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who is creating this structure? So we cannot. There is some standard structure for the Maven which we need to follow.
Okay.
For that, we use the archetypes and create the initial project directory structure. Even we will not do that. Of course, development only will do that. I'm just explaining just for understanding purpose.
Okay. Okay.
This is our example. This is our Java code.
Mm.
You say here public, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
So for this, where am I getting my class file? If you go back to see, this is the project name NDR DeVops 2. Then there will be a source. Inside source, there will be something, right?
Yeah.
So once you compile it,
Mm.
okay,
Yeah.
it will
Give that.
create this folder target. What and all will be created? The class files will be created under the class.
Okay.
If we see com ndrit portal app.class, the app is the my class name,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
Likewise, in the target folder, your reports also will get created when you use the test.
Okay.
This is the package,
Mm.
which is executable jar file. We'll talk about packages also, var file, jar file, all these things.
Okay.
Okay, this is basically what will get created as part of your compile goal or test goal or package goal,
Mm. Yeah.
right? Now, if we use the clean option here,
Mm.
where is that? Clean goal.
Okay.
In the clean life cycle, there are clean and post clean are the goals,
Yes.
right? So if you use the clean option, what happens?
Mm.
It will delete the classes, okay, and packages, okay, and test reports.
Okay.
This is what we're discussing, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
when you use the clean option, automatically it will delete all these things.
Okay.
Okay.
So why we need to delete?
Why we need to delete means
Mm.
the sometimes what happens, this cache will create some problems.
Mm.
Caching.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even sometimes if you are using your browser, right? Sometimes even some changes will not reflect, right?
Yes.
If you go and delete your temporary files, your cookies, then it will start working.
Yes. Yes.
Similar way,
Mm.
instead of taking a risk,
Mm.
so it is always followed,
Mm.
recommended is to clean
Yes.
and build it,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Let's say, can I use the combination? Now you understand, right? There are
Mm.
clean is one life cycle, build is another life cycle, site is another life cycle.
Okay.
Each life cycle has few goals,
Yeah.
like pre-clean, whatever it is. As part of build life cycle, we have these are the goals.
Mm.
Can I use like what do you say? Maven
Mm.
clean package? Can I use like this? Clean is something related to
Deleting.
clean life cycle.
Yeah.
Package is build life cycle
Build
goal.
life cycle. Yeah.
Can we use a combination of these two?
Uh, yeah, sir. I think so because, like you said, when you do maven clean command, it will be going to delete like both the classes, package, and test report, right?
Right.
Yeah. So
Yes,
yeah.
you're right. So it is mandatory. We can use the combination of clean and package because before running any build life cycle goals,
Mm.
it is always recommended to clean these things.
Yeah.
Again, it depends sometimes. Assume that out of 10,000 files,
Mm.
if you are, it is called sometimes incremental builds.
Okay.
See, in that case, what happens? Assume 1 month they will work, development team,
Mm.
they will give it for the QA.
Mm.
They will test, they will identify a minor bug
Work.
for
Okay.
which they have to modify only a single Java file.
Mm.
But at the same time, the fix is very urgent.
Okay.
Assume that build takes 2 hours
2 hours. Yeah.
to compile all the sources.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
In this scenario, is it a good idea to clean everything and compile it, or just do the incremental without cleaning?
Incremental is better because if it is a urgent fix means we cannot waste the time to rebuild it.
Exactly. So based on that requirement, you can decide
Yeah.
the usage of goals,
Goals. Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Some practical scenario, this can be one of the questions like this. They'll ask a scenario based interview questions like this.
Okay.
Okay, you are absolutely right. So it is not required
Yeah.
because he is just modifying only one
Yes. Yes.
Java file. So for that, you no need to recompile everything.
Yes.
You can go, if you know the path. Generally, what we do, we'll delete only that class file
Okay.
instead of running everything. If you remember, one of the first step we did today, after
Yeah.
deleting dot class file, as soon as I executed the Java C, it created, right?
Yes. Yes.
That is one option. Even if you don't delete, it will go and overwrite
Okay.
that another one, that only that single file.
Mm-hmm.
But it is better to do that incremental builds.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So likewise, the goals are used in this.
Okay.
So what is site goal? Site goal is this is only for the web based. There will be different project types, right? One can be a web based project, another one can be a local standalone project.
Mm.
Okay. Do you know what is the difference between web based and the standalone projects?
Standalone. No, not exactly.
Okay. Web based is nothing but whatever you are using, like Google or Gmail
Mm. Yeah.
or Amazon,
Mm.
web web based applications.
Yeah.
Using web URL, you will be accessing that.
Yes.
But there are few applications which you need to install and which will work only on your desktop,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like one GUI, graphical user interface, pop-ups will come.
Mm.
You can navigate it in this way or that way, something like that. Those are standalone applications or desktop applications,
Okay. Okay.
right?
Yes.
So if you take,
Mm.
I forget about anything. Let's say, Putty.
50. Okay.
Putty is a desktop application or a web application?
It's a desktop.
Desktop, right? If
Yes.
you open Putty,
Mm.
I mean, it is applicable for anything. There is something called help.
Yeah.
You'll get all the information related to Putty here,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
Similar way for the web-based applications, if you take a Google or any web application, you will find help, right?
Mm. Yeah.
For that application related or web URL related,
Mm. Yes.
right? Similar way, that site related help information, we'll use the goals for, sorry, site
Right.
lifecycle.
Okay.
Not much to discuss, just, I mean, we will not use much, but just for understanding, what site lifecycle is used for that help content, basically.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, we talked about this thing, right? Okay. Next difference is, where are we here?
Life cycle.
Life cycle. Fourth one is conventional. Conventional. This is non-conventional. Why I'm comparing this, you can understand better. They might ask why not and they will not ask. Actually, there will not be interview questions on this point. But if you see here, the projects whatever I showed here, this is one of the Maven project.
Okay.
So this source code is fixed. This directly structure.
Mm.
Okay. This main is fixed. Inside main, I have Java. Inside this, I have com. Right. Inside this, I have NDR, whatever it is.
Okay.
Here, I have the some structure which is predefined. as part of my architecture archetypes.
Mm.
Okay, whether it is, if it is a web-based application, you need to use different options. If it is a standalone application, you need to use different applications. Okay, like this, you have your structure, which is defined it already.
Mm.
There is test. If you see,
Mm.
for web-based only, you will get the test option. For standalone, you will not get test option.
Okay.
There will be test cases inside this. If you
Mm.
see here, this is one of the test case. Okay.
Yeah.
Again, we will not write this. This will be written by the development team only.
Okay.
We will rarely use the scripts. I mean, we will write. We will
We
not write basically.
require
We'll
some basic knowledge, right, to understand that script.
exactly, because we are the one who are going to use or execute these goals.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you understand little bit Maven, it is easy for as a DevOps engineer to debug in case of any issues.
Okay.
For that purpose, just we are trying to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
This is conventional. That is, you need to write what structure you want, everything for the ant.
Okay.
Okay. The fifth difference is form.xml and build.xml here. Form.xml. Build.xml.
Both are predefined tools.
It is not like predefined.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's session, I will explain one or two changes how we can modify
Mm.
of form.xml.
Okay. Okay.
So as part of your directly structure creation, which is you can say archetypes,
Mm.
so these files will be generated.
Okay.
So form.xml.
Mm.
Yeah, this is simple form.xml. Basic one.
Okay.
What we have here, the project something, Maven, Apache, or whatever the version.
Mm.
So, and this model version 4.00 and group ID. What is group ID? com.ndr.portal. We have to pass this. Why I'm getting this?
Mm.
So this is web based, right?
Yes.
Gmail.com, something you will get, right?
Yeah.
Similar way, that portal name basically.
Okay.
And what is the artifact ID? Project name.
Okay.
And what type of packaging you are doing? Jar, var, or rar, right? There will be different types of packages.
Okay.
Those things will be generated as part of your project structure, architecture.
Okay. Okay.
Again, we will not do that. This is auto-generated XML file. I have not modified anything else.
Mm.
Tomorrow we will modify, we'll generate, we'll create one new project, we'll modify that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So these are the major differences of this pom.xml is nothing but a build file, you can say.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a build file. This is like, this is one type of we see this pom.xml. We have modified something here.
Okay.
This is, I mean, we in the sense generally the another way of version of pom.xml. We can modify this.
Okay.
This is the ultimately the input point or starting point for entire your Maven
Maven. Okay.
package or build tool.
Mm.
This is the build file, you can say. Well, maximum what we do
Mm.
of modifying these versions
Okay. Versions.
or compiler versions.
Okay.
There will be plugins, right?
Yeah.
So assume that we have a software which has 1.0, 2.0, 3.0.
Mm.
So last three releases were released in last 3 years.
Okay.
This year we are going to release 5.0.
Okay.
But there are users
Mm.
or the customers who are already using my previous versions.
Previous.
But if when I'm using this what do you say plugins,
Backends.
always there will be a latest versions, right?
Yes, yes.
The similar way how our project works, there will be plugins also. There will be different versions.
Okay.
Sometimes what happens, the compatibility issues will come
Mm.
when you are compiling the older versions.
Older version. Yes.
Assume the older versions customers have complained or raised few issues, we
Mm.
need to fix them, right?
Yes,
In
yes.
that case, we have to compile on the older source code.
Yes.
If we use the latest version of plugin, it may not work.
Yeah.
In that case, you may have to change the version numbers and compile the or execute the goals.
Okay.
So those cases, even that also will not change. Rare case.
Mm-hmm.
Even in case if we change it, that can be one of the what do you say changes which we may do. Or 99% will not do any changes for these files because it's completely owned by the development team. There will
Development.
be always what is a ownership matrix.
Okay.
So these files, make files, or the these build files, form.xml or build.xml based on their the owners will be 90% of the times the owners will be development team.
Development team.
Yeah,
Okay.
DevOps will just use that and execute it.
Yeah.
Whenever they modify, they'll clone it, they'll execute it.
Oh,
For us, most of the times it will be fixed in our Jenkins jobs.
okay.
So for any major changes, only we will try to modify those things.
Okay.
Yep. Overall, this is what we will talk about archetypes and all tomorrow. How to create a project, how to modify, how to compile, all those things we will talk tomorrow. We'll
Oh,
discuss tomorrow.
yeah.
For now, if you have any doubts, we can explain in this.
This I understood.
Yeah. So Maven is a build tool. Within that, you have three life cycles. Each life cycle will have different goals.
Yes.
Based on the request from the development team, we will use the goals or will execute the goals.
Yeah.
And what are the major things, like it will compile, it will test, it will create package and deploy. Right? Mostly we'll use still package, then we'll use other deployment tools like Ansible or other things.
Okay.
Okay. We'll see tomorrow's session how to install Maven, what are the prerequisites. If possible, you can install Java 1.8
Java.
JDK, Java Development Kit 1.8.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from Google only you can actually Oracle website. If possible, you try. Otherwise, I will explain how which version all those things in tomorrow's session.
Okay. Sure. I'll try it.
JDK 8 download you can say.
Oh,
So first one will be our Oracle website default because Oracle is the one for this, right? If you see, you will find a lot of versions here based on your Windows 64-bit example.
mm.
Just click on this.
Okay.
So accept. It will ask for the few details. If you have already account, use that. If not, you need to sign up, create an account.
Okay. Okay.
And nothing, minimal things, whatever is required. Just you can give the dummy information also.
Yeah.
Only one your email ID should be active because they will send one
Verification.
information. Yeah, verification. That's all.
Okay.
Once you download it, it's because it is required for the Maven.
Maven.
Backend, it will be the Java compiler actually.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll discuss in tomorrow's session. If you don't have any doubts, we'll wind up.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.